What up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sahila, and in today's episode of Soh At Home, I'm going to be sharing a super basic upholstery DIY where I recreate a seat cushion for my son's nursery. So I have been holding on to this Papasan chair since the beginning of our renovation. One, because I got it for free, and two, because I thought it would make a really comfy reading chair for Cyrus in his nursery. I had this vision of him sitting in it with all his stuffed animals, cozying up, having the time of his life, just reading to them. Since the original red cushion had been through an entire renovation and I literally had run out of places to store this chair, I decided it was kind of time to replace the cushion for good and use it as intended. Thankfully, my girlfriend Amanda was open to sharing her atelier with me. She is an amazing wedding designer that I became friends with during my days at Greta Constantine, and it was so nice to catch up and spill some tea. Since I had the original cushion, all I had to do was deconstruct the old cushion, throwing away the stuffing and using the red fabric as a pattern. Since I did like that original tuft look, I made note of where they were in case I wanted to follow the exact same placement. Once I had completely deconstructed the pillow, I gave it a good ironing, flattening out the seams before pinning it to 2 layers of fabric. For the fabric, I was using a soft, almost fuzzy, khaki polyester fabric with some weight and thickness to it. With all that laid out nicely and that pattern / original cushion fabric pinned on top, I could cut my pieces out. From here, all I had to do was sew. Remember, good sides always should be together, sandwiched on the inside. As I neared the end, I made sure to leave a 10-inch opening so I could later add my stuffing. I have to say, it was so nice to be back in front of a sewing machine. This project definitely brought a flood of memories and a desire to try more creative sewing projects in the future. After sewing comes tufting, but before you could do a tufting stitch, you have to turn the sewn pieces right side out and give the seam an iron so it helps them sit flat. You won't be able to do this step later after you add a tufting stitch, so it's important you do this first. Sidebar, I actually stuffed the small footstool cushion first before doing the tufting stitch, but found it very difficult to actually do the tufting stitch. So later, for the large seat cushion, I did all my tufting stitches first before stuffing the cushion and found it to be like way easier and definitely the way to go. When it comes to stuffing, I used a hypoallergenic polyfill stuffing that I bought 35 pounds of from a local supplier. I really wanted the cushion to be that perfect medium, not too soft, not too firm. So I made sure to move the polyfill into all areas of the pillow, really stuffing it down so that I could get that density I was after. Once the pillow was completely stuffed and I had achieved my desired density, I could hand stitch the opening closed before standing back to admire my work. All right, friends, thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Soh At Home. I hope you enjoyed this episode and gave it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, you can always leave them down below in the comment section. Otherwise, I have linked the blog post that goes along with this video in the description, where you can find some behind the scenes photos and just a little bit more information, a little bit more meat on the bones. Other than that, it's been a pleasure as always, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.